So as expected, the Lakers were eliminated out of the second round by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and LeBron is now heading into the offseason as a free agent. So for the sake of this topic, I'm assuming that LeBron is now done playing as a Los Angeles Laker. Now before I get into the meat and potatoes of this topic, let me first admit something as an NBA YouTuber. I've grown very wary of talking about LeBron James. And honestly, it's not really because of LeBron, but rather it's because of all the people who are involved in the discussion around him. In all my years of watching the NBA, LeBron has to be the most polarizing figure that I have ever seen. If you say just one thing critical of this guy, then his fans are going to come out with their pitchforks, claiming you're a hater and that you don't know basketball. On the other hand, if I say anything even slightly complimentary about this guy, then his haters also come out with their pitchforks, saying that I've been bought out by Clutch Sports, that I'm an idiot, and that I've lost all credibility. I don't just think that this tribalistic outrage is exhausting, but to be frank, I also think it's often childish. I don't mind if you're a LeBron fan or if you hate LeBron, you're welcome here. But as for me, I don't accept automatically getting put into one of these camps based on my honest perspective on his abilities or lack thereof. Yes, he's not my favorite player, he's not my GOAT, and I don't like some of his antics. But I can also recognize that he's an all-time great, and I'm not going to try to find a way to spin everything he's ever done in his career into some kind of negative. So with all of this being said, I'm making a video today that I think is naturally gonna piss off both sides. Because as a man in his mid-30s who's been a Laker fan my entire life, I can confidently say that LeBron's time in Los Angeles has been layered and complex. There's been some great things and there's been some bad things, and I would be disingenuous if I ignored one or the other. So let's go back in time, well before LeBron James arrived in Los Angeles. In the 2012 NBA offseason, the Lakers were 2 years removed from their most recent championship, and were looking for a way to return to the mountaintop. Kobe Bryant was still elite, but they needed reinforcements, so they then stunned the basketball world by adding Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, giving them one of the most intimidating lineups that had ever been seen on paper. Many analysts were speculating if they could beat the Bulls' 72-10 record. Well, let's just say that they didn't meet expectations. After going winless through the preseason, the Lakers started the year with a 1-4 record, resulting in them firing their head coach just 5 games into the regular season. Beyond that, injuries absolutely devastated this veteran roster, and their chemistry was garbage as well. Although the team started gaining momentum heading into the playoffs, all of that came to an abrupt halt when Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles. Then these Lakers were swept out of the first round of the playoffs, which solidified them as one of the most disappointing teams in NBA history. Steve Nash was soon turning 40 years old. The fate of the team hinged on Kobe returning from a serious injury at the age of 35, and a disgruntled Dwight Howard was testing the free agent market. Suddenly, the once prestigious Lakers franchise was now a very desperate organization. Despite begging Dwight Howard to stay with a massive banner at Staples Center, he left to the Houston Rockets. Kobe would go on to have more devastating injuries over the next 3 years, meaning the Lakers were suddenly devoid of talent. They won 27 games in 2014, 21 games in 2015, and a franchise-worst 17 games in 2016, which was the year that Kobe retired. During that whole stretch, the Lakers were trying to recruit marquee free agents, like Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, DeMarcus Cousins, and LaMarcus Aldridge. But each and every time, the team was turned down. During the famous free agency of Kevin Durant in 2016, the Lakers couldn't even secure a meeting with a star. The Lakers were not just a losing franchise, but they were quickly becoming irrelevant. Many were saying that the mystique and aura that once surrounded the organization was now completely gone. To make matters even worse, the upper management were making decisions that were unforgivably stupid. After missing on a meeting with Kevin Durant, their very first acquisition of the 2016 offseason was when the Lakers signed Timothy Mozgov to a 4-year, $64 million contract. That's right, the Lakers were so desperate that they paid a premium for a backup center who averaged 6 points per game. To add insult to injury, the Lakers doubled down and gave a 4-year, $72 million contract to an aging Luol Deng. Within 3 seasons, Mozgov and Deng wouldn't even be in the NBA anymore, let alone with the Lakers franchise. In 2017, the Lakers won 26 games, and in 2018, the Lakers won 35 games, meaning Los Angeles went 5 straight seasons without making the playoffs, and were well under 500 each season. As a lifelong Laker fan, this franchise felt dead, hopeless, and genuinely embarrassing. I thought the glory days were dead and gone for good. And that is when LeBron James showed up. Maybe making Magic Johnson an executive was the first major domino to fall in a positive direction. But LeBron was definitely the first player acquisition that showed how serious we were. All you gotta do is dig into my past social media pages to see how elated I was that we got LeBron. 2 years later, the Lakers were NBA champions once again. It would not be crazy to suggest that LeBron saved the Lakers franchise. Now, could they have been able to turn the ship around if they never signed him? Perhaps. But without question, the 5 years before LeBron showed up were the darkest days in franchise history, that even had Clippers fans laughing at us. So to sum it up, I was grateful for LeBron joining the Lakers. But just because a union was good in 2018 doesn't mean it was good in 2024, 2025, and 2026. At one point, the Lakers absolutely needed LeBron. That doesn't mean that they still need him. In total, LeBron spent 8 seasons in Los Angeles. They won 1 championship, made 1 finals appearance, 2 conference finals appearances, and made it to the playoffs in 6 out of the 8 seasons. Now, should this be considered a successful stint? Honestly, yes and no. Yes, from the perspective of what the Lakers organization was right before LeBron showed up, and yes, from the perspective that the Lakers won a championship during this tenure. For almost every single organization, a championship in the span of 8 seasons is going to be seen as a great thing. But on the other hand, the reason you might say it's not is because it's the Lakers. In the history of their franchise before LeBron showed up, they made it to the NBA Finals in 30 out of their 72 attempts, which is a remarkable 41.7% of the time. Meanwhile, LeBron made it to the NBA Finals in just 1 out of his 8 attempts, equaling a percentage of 12.5. Even if you compare the average 8-year stretch of the Lakers, they were often more successful when LeBron wasn't on the roster. The Lakers won a championship 22.2% of the time before LeBron, and only 12.5% of the time with LeBron. Now, to be fair to James, these numbers are probably somewhat biased towards older generations, especially in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, since there were fewer teams and it was mathematically easier to make it to the finals back then. But then again, even if you track these numbers since the turn of the millennium, the non-LeBron-led Lakers made it to the finals a much greater 36.8% of the time, compared to LeBron's 12.5%. So again, was LeBron's time in Los Angeles a success? Well, I think it all depends on your perspective. In terms of their entire rich history of success, no. This was certainly an underwhelming 8-year stretch compared to that. But when you consider their 5 utterly embarrassing years before his arrival, then yeah, I would much rather have this 8-year stretch with LeBron than more of that. If you asked me my honest opinion, I would tell you that I cannot definitively say yet whether or not this has been a successful stretch. Because I think it kind of depends on what the Lakers look like after LeBron's departure. Will they go back to their glorious rate of success that they had in the 72 years before James? Or will it be more like the dark ages of Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak? Only time will tell. So what do you guys think? Would you call LeBron's 8-year stretch in Los Angeles a success? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Shout out to the members for supporting my channel, and thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.